Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Under Review. My name is Phil Levanko. That is the head of officiating for the Major Arena Soccer League, Ryan Cigich. And Ryan, no time for jokes today. We have serious business on our hands. It's the playoffs.
Well, yep, let's get to it, Phil.
First stop on the Under Review tour is Milwaukee, for the first usage of VR in the playoffs. Ryan, I don't want to know what you think of the blue card. All I care about is how the process of video review was applied.
Well, I think it was applied efficiently and correctly in this case. It's a coach's challenge by Milwaukee, so when a foul only is called on the field, a coach may challenge that a 2-minute power play penalty should have been, and that's the case here. It's just a slight tug of the shirt by Cardenas, which, appeared to have much of an impact on Andrew Hain, but as referees were taught, when you see that shirt come away from the body like it does, it makes it very difficult to ignore that. So, a lot of folks, they might think it's soft on this particular one. It doesn't really stop Hain or even really slow him down, but it is in the attacking third. So both referees Kyle Trimble and Brian Miller looked at it, and there was enough there to have an impact on a promising attacking goal. So made the call for a blue card 2-minute power play.
Can I say it was soft? It was a little soft, wasn't it?
It was soft.
One more from this game, Alan Garcia blue card late in the match. Ryan, really quickly here. Textbook 2-footed tackle, right?
I don't know. You think so, Phil? I mean, he does get the ball, right?
He does, but it was a little bit reckless in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 50-50 ball, and he comes in to slide tackle. I think he wins the ball, but, the challenge doesn't have speed and force. In this case, I mean, we don't like to referee the score, but I think when 9-1 in favor of San Diego, there's 1:20 left. I think top of mind for referee Kyle Trimble here is to keep the player safety focus in mind. So that's why he comes here with the 2-minute penalty. It's a good call.
Off to Kansas City for Game 2 between the Sidekicks and Comets, fourth quarter. Sidekicks up by 1 in a must-win game for Dallas. Nacho Flores and Luis Morales get tangled up, and the whistle is blown. Now, play goes to video review, and a common foul is given after that review. Ryan, are common fouls reviewable under video review?
Short answer is no. The Dallas intent here was to challenge for a blue card 2-minute power play, that should have been given, but this was not a valid challenge and should not have been by the referees, as you stated, no foul was called on the play. So part of our parameters, we cannot review a foul or no foul decision. If there's not a call made, then the only review possible is a direct red card scenario for violent conduct, which this was obviously not.
Okay, but later in the match, great spot by the officials. We're in the extra game, and the Sidekicks think they've tied it up, but as Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friends.
Yeah, Phil, we have a coach's challenge here from Kansas City under our rules error criteria. And what occurs here is that the ball actually goes out of play when Cody Ellis makes contact with it, or the ball makes contact with him as he's leaning over onto the field. So that ball's out of play. It's as simple as that. The game must stop at that point. It's a bit unfortunate, I think, that none of the officials were able to catch this in real time, as would have eliminated having to disallow a goal. However, VR worked in this case. It was a quick review, 40 seconds in length, and the correct call is made. The ball's out of play, and everything at that point stops.
And that's why we have video review for calls like that.
That's why we have it.
Okay, one more from the Kansas City-Dallas series. We're actually going to jump in time back to Game 1. Jamie Lovegrove is ready to take a penalty, but there's our man, Ryan Cigich. He's on the field. Why don't you take over from here?
Yeah, we had the coach's flag from Kansas City challenging that the handling actually happened outside of the penalty area. As you see there, the call on the field was a penalty kick for a handball by Leo Gibson. And this is a great use of VR. It's a quick, it takes 1 minute and 10 seconds. And video confirmed that the handling occurred outside of the penalty area. The blue card 2-minute power play remained intact on this as the handling stopped the shot on goal. However, the free kick was moved to outside the penalty area at the spot where the handball occurred.
Okay, off to San Diego for Game 2 between the Wave and the San Diego Sockers. Tavoy Morgan and Joey Capinos take each other out. Demolition Derby. Ryan, can you sort through this wreckage for me?
Yeah, that's what it was, right? So actually the call on the field was the blue card 2-minute power play against Milwaukee's Pachar for holding. However, as you alluded to, we have Capinos here that makes a reckless lunging challenge and really totally misses the ball, and 2-foots Morgan. So, the contact's low, but it is very late, and it has force, which makes it severe, in my opinion. The preferred decision on this play is a blue card 2-minute power play on Capinos and a penalty kick against Milwaukee, since the foul occurs inside the penalty area. And then, in fact, since the hold was called on Pachar, which you really can't see on video, then the preferred call on this one would have been Milwaukee should have been penalized with 2 blue cards on this play.
A smorgasbord of penalties in San Diego. We're going to finish up in Baltimore, Chihuahua versus the Blast. 1-0 away side. This is game 1. And Mike Diesel goes kung fu fighting on Enrique Canez. Broadcast says he didn't touch him with his foot. And that's true from the second angle we see, but that's a dangerous play, Ryan.
Well, you're spot on with what referees Rich Grady and Joshua Encarnacion felt in their opinion, too. Even though there was no contact, they felt it was a dangerous play and warranted a blue card 2-minute power play penalty.
Absolutely. Can't have your foot that high up near a player's face. And we'll end the show in Baltimore with one of the most confusing calls we've ever had on this show. Ryan, what is happening with Berna Valdivinos?
Well, I haven't seen this in a real long time, whether it be outdoor or indoor or outdoor, but it was discovered that goalkeeper here is playing without shin guards, which means per rule 4.6, he is required to leave the field of play, must rectify that situation, and is not able to return until the next stoppage when the ball goes out of play. There is no your card on something like this, as you hear the broadcaster that alluded to. That's just not part of the rules here. So this was handled correctly by Rich Grady.
Not part of the rules, but a part of every AYSO lineup. That's it for another episode of Under Review. Ryan, we saw 4 plays this episode that went to video review. How do you think the process went overall during the quarterfinals?
I think everybody's in the process of learning how to manage this into our game. We talked about 4 of them, as you said. We've actually had 15 or 1.5 per game. All 15 coaches challenges. The referees actually initiated 0 of those. 9 of them the call stood, and 6 of them the call was reversed, and the average time at the monitor was 1 minute and 10 seconds.
We'll be back for the semifinals. Until next time, we'll see you right here for Under Review.